We are live. Hello. Hello to everyone who is watching right now, who is in chat. Hello, everyone who is watching the VOD later. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Welcome in. This is the first video of a brand new Minecraft series that I am calling Forever World Building. I have been playing in this world for a little over a year now, but very inconsistently. So I'm really excited to commit to playing more, streaming more, building more, and I want to turn this into a world that we can all work on and share together. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into it. I wanna start off with a world tour and show you guys around so you can kind of get a look and feel for what I've got going on here. And I'll talk a little bit more about my goals and long-term plans along the way. So let's get right into it. We'll hop in. Let me make sure that this is working here. There we go. All right. Back to game. So hello everyone. This is me. As you can tell right off the bat, this is not vanilla Minecraft. Okay, I am using a Mizunos texture pack. It's the old one, but I just love it so much I can't let it go. And then this is also a different armor texture as well. I like the more small, subtle armor because it can show off the outfit. And it is getting dark, so we are going to actually start this stream off by sleeping. Let me flip around. I'll show you my starter house. So this is the starter house. This is the very first thing that I ever built in this world. I wanted a really cozy cottage-core feel. I know the light is getting dark, but we are going to remedy that in just a second. We've got my little cow pasture over here. I'm not sure if you can hear them. And oh look, we've got the Aurora Borealis up in the sky. I love that so much. So look, we've got these big bay windows. We've got a little porch here out front. Let's go inside. This is the interior, a little living room. There's gonna be dogs all over the place because I like to breed a lot of them and keep a lot of them. Let me know if it's a little too dark right now. I know it's nighttime, I know it's kind of dim in here, but I like it that way. Like I said, we have a little porch here with some chaise lounges. Hope you get a little sneak peek of what's going on out there. And my cows out here. Kendall says that's a really cool texture pack. Thank you. I agree. I think it's really cute and cozy, and it makes it feel kind of more fantasy-like to me rather than the vanilla texture pack. In here, this is a little kitchen. It has no actual purpose within the game. I just wanted to make a kitchen. I like it. This is our fireplace. These are the first furnaces that I ever used in this game. The little setup here to smelt things. I still have a bunch of coal here that I'm sure will be useful someday. Let's go around. We'll go upstairs. We'll take a little sleep and then we'll continue. We have a little landing here with some decoration. This is my spawn point. It's actually over the hills over there, but I did spawn in this area, and there are two ancient cities that are super close to each other right under this mountain that we're on. And in the beginning of this world, my boyfriend and I would play together, and he would do a lot of the exploring. So he went and looted those ancient cities, brought back the soul lanterns, brought back this cool little skull. So of course we have to put it up on display. In here is both my bedroom and the enchanting table. So we've got a cute little setup. I do have a ton of books already enchanted that I haven't put onto anything yet, and these are some really good ones. I want to make sure, I mean, I have enchanted stuff here, but I don't know, I'm kind of a resource hoarder, so I want to wait to use these until I have the perfect stack, perfect setup for everything. Here's the bedroom. Let's take a little sleep. Up here as well, I have my sort of goal and job board. We're actually going to come back to that at the end of the stream, and I think it'll make a little more sense. We'll have a little more context for it once you've seen the rest of the world. So I've got this big window out here. Oop, another little sneak peek. And a cute little balcony that overlooks my yard, my little farm here. And this is my storage room. We are going to go here in just a moment. And that is it for the house. Again, this is my starter house. I, of course, still use it. I still love it. Let's go out the little side door. I grow any kind of crops I need here as of right now. So right now it's beets. Of course, in the early game, it was wheat. And here's a better look at my storage shed, hall, something like that, warehouse, I guess. But it matches the vibe of the house. It's super cute. If you go inside, again, it's very nice and warm and cozy. I really like adding tons of greenery everywhere. And again, of course, all the dogs that are all facing away from me, I think they're shy about being on stream for the first time. So everything is here, everything is labeled. I have a little back room here with my lava farm. I use these lava buckets for these furnaces. And we'll come out here. I put a little side door just to make it easier to get in and out from the back of my house to the storage room. Here's a look at the back, lots of greenery. I love this chimney. It has a really nice sort of organic texture and feel to it. Behind me is the entrance to my mine shaft. There is nothing interesting down here right now. We'll spruce this up at some point. Let's go up this little hill here, following the path to my nether portal. Now, I built this early game. I do really like it. I think it looks I wanted it to look very organic, like it had just sort of spawned within this world and then was taken over by, you know, myself or the town and used to travel in and out of the nether. But I have a different idea for my nether portals in this world, or rather our nether portals in this world. So I think I'm going to tear this down and try something else. Oh, thank you. Kendall says he loves the nether portal build as soon as I'm talking about changing it up. So I don't know, we'll see. Again, this is our world, you guys. I want your opinions as well. So I'll tell you what I have in mind later on when we get to that point, and then we can decide if we want to change it up or if we want to keep it the same. So let's come down here. We'll come over to the side of the house. We'll walk by all the cows. We'll take a look. I built this little like trellis thing up here with the fences and then the leaves on top of it. I think that's really pretty. I do want to improve this cow pasture. That is one of my goals. Maybe just expanding it out this way, building them a little shed or something, or even finding a different place for the cows entirely. All right, let's move along. This is a bridge and a guard tower. So down here, these builds were already here. This is a town or a village rather, and I kind of took over the village and am revamping it, transforming it. So of course I built my house here, and then this bridge is the way to get from this part of the mountain to that part of the mountain. I'm really proud of this bridge. I really love it. I think it feels very grounded in this space. I think it fits the sort of size and scale of the world. This tower is also completely usable and defensible. You can come up here, you can open these fence gates, and then if someone's coming up, you can look down and shoot them. I have used this to defend against pillagers before. So that's fun. It goes down to the lower level as well to get out to our little railway over there. And I think I'm gonna save that for the end. We're gonna come back to that. So let's take a little walk across the bridge to the first build that I did that was just for fun. This little garden area, 10 out of 10 bridge wood cross. Thank you so much. We are going to be crossing this bridge a lot. Okay, so I have this little garden area. The inspiration for, I don't know what you would call this sort of archway was from Pinterest. And then I put the bench under it and filled it up with flowers. I love how vibrant these flowers are. I think it is beautiful. And we're gonna come up these steps. I wanna improve these steps as well. And here is our chicken farm. We have a little coop here with a bunch of chickens, little composters that are holding the chicken feed, and then this holds all the seeds, so it's super easy. There was a villager house here, and I have added onto it and revamped it, redone it. So this is what it looks like now. You can go inside. I don't know why that's missing, but you can go inside. There's a little balcony out here with this seat. You have this lovely view of the mountains and the river. I wanted to highlight this view. I love it. I will put a villager in here eventually, and he will be the chicken tender of this town. This town does need a name, by the way. We're going to definitely be naming it at some point. Let's continue up this little path here to the biggest completed build in this world. This is the town hall. We'll walk over to this side and take a look from the front. I wanted this to be big. I wanted this to be sort of imposing. This is the sort of main central area of the town. So we've got 2 stories, and we'll go inside. We'll take a look. I do have villagers in here who are all ready to have meetings and to trade with. The farmer, of course, and then the Fletcher over here where we can trade sticks for emeralds. And then all the rest of these villagers have enchanted books. That's where I got a lot of my books from. And I will say, if you see a villager trapped behind something, I did spawn in that villager. I did not actually wrangle them. I've seen people wrangle villagers. I tried it in a previous Minecraft world. I don't like it. So that is one cheat that I allow myself, is I can just spawn in villagers as needed, because wrangling villagers is not fun for me. That's not why I play Minecraft. I just want to build. We've got some cute little kitty cats here, and we've got a second floor also with villagers. I think this is my, oh, that's unbreaking. I've got a mending guy here somewhere. I got mending on, there we go. I got mending on, I think, the 12th or 13th try, which was pretty good and pretty lucky. I have a couple of slabs here because if I didn't, this villager would go outside and get trapped on the balcony. There's actually one trapped out there. We're gonna see it at some point. And then there's actually a 3rd story. This hasn't been filled out too much yet. I wanna do a little more with it, but it's supposed to be sort of like little offices up here. And then as well as a little top balcony for some outdoor meetings. You can see our house over there in the distance. Ooh, another sneak peek. We'll get there soon. Let's go back down. So I'm really happy with this town hall. I love it. We'll take a little exit out. And this is a more recent build. This is a cleric's house. Again, this was originally a regular spawning home. The bones are still there, and I've just added on this sort of front part to it. You can see the cleric in here. We'll go inside. I put these slabs there so they can't get out. So he is trapped in here, and he is not happy with me about that. He likes to climb those vines. I don't know why. But I revamped this house. I gave him some storage, I gave him some greenery. I think it's super cute and cozy. And then let's see if I can, oh, I don't think I can trade with him. Pick those up if he's up there. But that's okay. I get my lapis lazuli from him. I like that everything has its function, Kendall says. Thank you. I really like that aspect of building, and especially world building here in Minecraft. I want everything to feel like it has a function within the mechanics of the game, but then also like it has a function just within the story of the world. Okay, it's getting dark. We're gonna sleep, and then we'll take a look at that little pond over there and the next build. Let me also really quick introduce you guys to my horse. Our horse, we need to name him or her at some point. So she's a cutie, she's very trusty, very reliable. We'll get a name going. This is a pond that I built just for fun. There was already a sort of depression here in the ground, and I thought it would be really cute to make just like a nature water feature, something like that. It's got axolotls that I took from a lush cave towards the beginning of the world, and there used to be one more axolotl. There used to be a blue one. I promise you guys, I know they're super rare. There was a blue axolotl, but I had a lily pad up on top of the water, and I know they can hop on and hop off of stuff, but at one point I came back and the lily pad had just a little piece of bone meal floating on top of it. Name the horse Glue. Absolutely not. No, that's horrible. We are not naming the horse Glue. We're gonna give him a nice noble name fitting for a noble steed. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the blue axolotl. So I came back and there was just a piece of bone meal floating on the lily pad. So I'm pretty sure the axolotl, the blue one, climbed up there and died somehow. I don't know how, if he got trapped and just suffocated or if he was struck by lightning or something. So very sad, but I do like this pond a lot. And of course, this is the same one that you guys saw in the starting screen. Let's climb up this little path here. I've done a lot of terraforming here as well. This little crack, it used to go this way too, but I filled it in because I think it's nicer to have a little hill. We're gonna go up to probably my favorite build so far. This is the shepherd's house. This sits on top of this little hill here, and I love how cute and cozy it is. I love the aesthetic. There's 2 villagers living in there. They're a little couple. We're about to go inside. And throughout all of my builds, I really tried to keep them looking similar to each other, like they're, of course, part of the same town, built the same way, but then also adding in some little differences, switching things up. So like the diorite here matches the diorite there, but then we're still using the spruce and the kind of traditional village shape. This is an iron golem, of course. I did keep the vanilla iron golem textures. I like them better than the Mizunos iron golem texture. So let's take a little look inside because the interior is done too, and this has one of my favorite interiors as well. So we've got a little desk here with a little study. We have one of the villagers here, a little fireplace with a couch, and then this kitchen. Look at this, you guys. I love this kitchen so much. I wanted to do this sort of open air concept using the glass, having it be, and look at this view as well of the fields out there. Beautiful. So I wanted to keep that. I wanted this to be very open, and I think it really works. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to do more glass builds like this. And we'll take a little look upstairs too, if he will get out of my way. Thank you. So a small cozy bedroom, a little double bed for both villagers, some storage. It's kind of like a loft. Oh, it's hard to see here, but this overlooks the very pretty kitchen that would be nice to have in real life. I know, right? I wish. I'm just building all of my dream homes here in Minecraft. And then we have the sheep farm down there. We'll go take a little look. Excuse me. I can get out of here. Thank you. We can take this little path around. There is a wheat field. And then over here, this is the sheep enclosure. I wanted it to feel pretty, what's the word? Like it's still matching the terrain, the original terrain. It looks very organic. So there were already these little small hills here, and I just kind of built up the fences around them. And I think I would like to expand this pasture out even further, but we don't really have enough sheep for that at this point. And then maybe someday we'll build an actual sheep farm that is more automatic, but for now I like having them just out here kind of roaming and wandering, and we can just come get whatever colors we need. If you're in the chat and you haven't liked the video yet, please hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. This is a naturally spawning quarry, which is honestly pretty cool. So one of my goals for this is to turn this into an actual quarry and build up some more industrial structures around it, do some terraforming. It goes into a pretty big cave system down there that we can also go explore. Let's take a look at this kitchen from the outside. Let's see, we've got a bit of a glare, it's hard to see, but I think it looks really cool from the exterior as well. All right, let's move on. Here's something funny. This is just a sort of a lesson in proportions and visuals. So from here, you can tell that in reality, the roof and the second story of this town hall build is huge. It is about 2 times the size of the first floor. But because of perspective, when you come down here and you take a look at it from the front, the first floor looks like it's much, much bigger and almost the same size as the second floor. So that was definitely intentional. I wanted it to look large and imposing from this view. And then of course it looks a little funky from the other view, but that's okay. Let's come around here to our build that is currently in progress. This is the blacksmith's house. So I have just sort of the general outside. I've started to do some detailing, but we can definitely finish this off together. This is what it looks like here from the front. So we have another little lava farm here and this little shed. I kind of took inspiration from some builds on Pinterest that had a house with an attached shed for a blacksmith, and I think it looks really pretty. And then now we're bringing in the pale oak wood. Every time I do a new build, I want to keep it sort of similar to the other ones, using some of the same base materials. I want it to look like it fits this structure or fits the overall theme of the town. But then I want to bring in something new to sort of challenge myself and add some variety. So we're bringing in the pale oak here, and then inside as well. We'll just take a quick look. This is going to be sort of the kitchen dining room area. We'll go up the stairs to a sort of studio bedroom with a cute little fireplace. We'll have a bed, probably a couch in here. Again, a really nice view outside. And then this little porch. I'll probably put a garden down here out in front, or a little wheat field or something, just to round it out and add some greenery, some variety, some movement. And the reason that I'm building this blacksmith is because I need a very handy, easy way to smelt a bunch of cactus. So over here, we have a teeny tiny little cactus farm. Let's harvest these right now because I truly need as much cactus as I can get, because I need a lot of green dye, and the green dye is going to be to make cyan dye so that we can make cyan wool and cyan concrete for a build that I have planned next, which I'll tell you about a little bit now before we move on to the second location for this world. This is all my sugar cane. This is a waterfall. I placed this waterfall here. I have an idea for sort of the lore of this world. And the reason why this town was built and established here is because there is this magical water source that sort of appeared here and is falling down into this cavern. And this does attach to the quarry over there. So I feel like the villagers of this town would settle here, would want this magic water source. Maybe the water itself has some magical properties, and they would sort of gather it up and make use of it. And then also there were a lot of valuable stones or ores from the quarry that they could get, or it's just a really easy place to get stone and cobblestone, things like that. And that's part of what I want to do in this world, in our forever world, is to build out the lore and tell the story of this place and give everything a purpose and a reason behind it. So the next sort of big build that I have planned is to put a wizard's or alchemist's tower up here. So I had this pillar up here because it helped me sort of find my way back home when I was out exploring. And so I want to commemorate that and put an actual tower up here and use this wizard's tower to learn about potions, because I'm gonna be honest, I like building in Minecraft, but I don't know much about some of the other mechanics and some of the other features in it. I've never really touched potions. We haven't been to the end or anything at all. So there's a lot that I want to do here with you guys in this world, and I feel like I really have no excuse to not know how to make and use potions. So that's the next goal. We're going to build up a wizard's tower with copper, with pale oak, maybe jungle planks, or probably spruce actually. I think I planned it to use spruce, and then cobblestone. So at the end here, we'll hop into the creative world and I'll show you guys some of the plans and how I sort of plan out builds. But I was harvesting a bunch of cocoa beans and some jungle leaves. Look at the sun shining off him. Cutie. All right, we'll take a quick. Potions are very cool and Potions are very cool and very useful. Lots of nether work, but it's a lot of cool stuff. Yes, definitely a lot of nether work. I know you have to go get blaze rods. I've done a little bit of that, but not a ton. So we'll get there. But again, I think that's the kind of stuff that it would be fun for us to do together, and we can either learn together or you guys can help me out. This is my sort of farm tree area. This little cross here is a gravestone to commemorate the very first dog that we had in this world. That it was the very first one that my boyfriend and I, we were playing together. We tamed him together. We named him Romeo, and then underneath this little dirt block, there's a little cave down here where there was some gravel, and I knocked the gravel down and it fell on the dog and he suffocated. And I got legitimately sad in real life. So I built this gravestone, and then I vowed to never again name a dog because I don't want to get attached. And then I just bred a whole bunch of them so that we always have a bunch of dogs running around and we are never alone. I do think though at some point I will name some dogs after you guys if you want. I have some ideas and plans for that, but we'll get there later. So like I said, this is my little tree farm. I build up spruce trees here. Of course, I've got some pale oak growing, and then if I ever need oak or birch, that's all there. Let's look over here. Actually, before we go there, I just want to show you guys, I have done, like I mentioned earlier, I've done a lot of terraforming. So this little hill here used to be really jagged and ragged, and I've really gone in and made some changes. R.I.P. Romeo, a tragic tale, I know. Very sad, but I mean, I feel like there's always going to be some tragedy, especially in a crazy cutthroat Minecraft world. So we just have to get through it, accept it, and commemorate those we've lost. Okay, so you can see here, this all used to be exposed. This was very jagged, leading down into this little cave system here, and I really, block by block, hand by hand, built out this hillside. And then I have a couple of llamas down here that we'll do something with someday. How many I do with llama? 1, 2, just 2 llamas. So we can breed them up, we can do something with them, make like a llama house at some point. I think that would be fun. And then down here, I want to create sort of a fisherman's hut, either here or over here on this side, where we have that little strip of land and the 2 cottages next to each other. Let's come over here. I'll show you guys the railroad, and that leads down to the ancient cities and to a skeleton farm. We'll take the tower all the way down. Open up down here. We've got boats, or not boats, these are mine carts. We do have boats too, but these are mine carts. And this is just a really nice ride and a really nice view. We're gonna go past this island over here. It has 3 skeleton horses on it. And at one point I was here, I was on the island, and lightning struck the water and created these guys. I think it struck a drowned. And so I gathered all of them and put them up on this island, and we're gonna do something with them at some point. We'll make them a cool island, a cool home. That's definitely on the list. Now we can take this over here. As you can tell, I decorated this hallway and then I stopped here. Where's the water? This is the water. So we'll take a ride all the way down. And you can see here some skulk, some of the ancient city. That goes down to the ancient city. We're gonna see that in a second. Honestly, I like the skulk. I like the deep dark. I think it's really cool. Turquoise is my favorite color, so seeing all the skulk that like glows turquoise is really fun. I have a skeleton spawner down here. It's gonna take a little while, so we can just go and look up here. There it is. You can see him a little spinning around in there. I don't know if it's too dark for you guys, but we've got the skeleton spawner down here. We have some bones. We have more bones, more arrows than we could ever want. And then this is okay guys, be really quiet so we don't call the warden. This is the ancient city. And again, there's 2 of these right next to each other. So if we ran in, I don't know exactly what direction, but we could run around and we could find the second one. And like I said, my boyfriend has already gone in and done a lot of the work of removing the skulk, removing the sensors and all those types of things, so it's pretty safe. He's defeated the warden a bunch. He's an adventure kind of guy, so he loves doing that stuff. And you can see, you can take a quick little peek in here. Oh look, iron. we'll have to come back for that at some point. So I think someday we'll come into the ancient city. Maybe we'll completely rebuild the ancient city if we get there. Make it like a cool dwarven city or something like that. I think that would be really fun. Let's get up here. This is going to take a while. And definitely bubble elevators are on my list because we need to be a little more efficient. All right, we can hop in this little mine cart. We'll take it all the way back. And then we are sort of almost done with this world tour. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I have been building very inconsistently in this world for the past year or so. I've taken long breaks, but I really want to commit and build this out. Hi guys. I think that Minecraft is so much fun, it's so creative, and there's so much to do now. So this is my forever world, this is our forever world. I want you guys to help me build this out. We're gonna do everything on stream, so I'm not gonna be putting out any extra videos. We're just going to be doing everything, this way. Everything streaming, and I don't know, I mean, sometimes it can get boring, but that's why we're gonna be together so that we can chat and hang out and talk about other types of nerdy fantasy stuff along the way. I want you guys to give me some advice when it comes to building. I want you to help me learn some of the more modern Minecraft stuff, because before this world, I hadn't played since 2019, so about 5 years ago, and a lot has changed since then, and they're putting out a lot of updates very quickly, and I haven't even upgraded to the Copper Age or even the Happy Ghast one yet. We'll get there, but I am in no rush. I want to take it slow. So we're going to take a look right now at the sort of job board, sort of the current goals, and then we'll look at some of the long-term goals that I have written down. So right here in the middle, blacksmith with smelter. Maybe we'll make a big auto smelter, maybe not. We at least need to finish decorating the blacksmith, exterior and interior. And then I want to build an actual cactus farm, an automatic cactus farm, so that we don't have to do it manually. Sounds like a fun plan. Can't wait to see the world evolve. Thank you. I can't wait to see it evolve either. I'm super excited to be playing more consistently now. So step 1, finish the blacksmith and the smelter. Step 2, build a cactus farm so that we can create a bunch of dye. We'll need cyan dye for making cyan concrete, and I'm also going to put on here concrete farm because I know that those exist, and it would be really nice to have sort of a more automatic farm because I want to be using a lot of colors in this world in the future. So the quicker we can make stuff, the better. And I think that I'm just going to have fun learning redstone as well. I like it when things get a little technical. So we need the blacksmith, the cactus farm, and the concrete farm in order to build the wizard's tower and be able to efficiently gather the resources, which again, I'll show you everything we're going to need in a little bit here. Horse stables is a goal. I want actual stables for our horse that's out there. A sugarcane farm, I think it would just be good to have. We're going to need sugarcane for a lot of stuff. Dye and textile merchants. I'd love to set up a little shop for some villagers where we can trade for dyes and textiles and banners and stuff like that. And then castle. We're going to go see the castle in just a minute here. It's further away, but I have a sort of I'm gonna call it a mid-build, a mid-size mega build that I'm working on. Out in there's like some flower fields over there. So we're gonna head over there in a second. We'll talk a little more about it along the way. Kendall says, good luck with the redstone. It can certainly be a headache. Yes, it certainly can be. So hopefully I don't pull my hair out with it, but I think even with how much of a headache it is, I think that'll make it even more rewarding whenever we do build something and figure it out. And then let's take a look. This little book has some long-term plans. So a new nether portal, maybe. Again, like I said, we'll talk about that. I want to create an apiary / a bee farm, or I guess honeycomb farm, more like, because we're definitely going to need a lot of honeycomb in the future with the Copper Age update, and because I like putting candles everywhere, so we're going to need a sustainable way to make candles. Iron farm, we're certainly going to need an iron farm. The quarry, like I mentioned earlier, I want to transform that big open cave space into a quarry. I want to landscape this area more, create a better cow pasture, river terraforming. I'll point it out when we get there, but you'll see. I have some big plans for this river that we're right next to. Skeleton horse home, I mentioned that already. Greenhouse, I think it'd just be fun and cute to have a big glass greenhouse out somewhere. Beacons are something I've never done. I think they're pretty simple. It's gonna take some work in the nether, but I wanna learn how to use beacons. We'll definitely need a map hall at some point once we get this town laid out a little more. Hall of names. So this is where you guys come in. Let me show you real quick. I have move this over. I have a document here. So as we name things together in this world, anyone who named something I'll record your username here, or whatever name you want me to say, or you want me to, write down. I'll have the name that you submitted and then just sort of some notes about where it is. And then at some point, we're going to build a huge hall of names. And everyone who has submitted a name that I have chosen and used, your name is going to go in the hall of names so that anyone and everyone who has contributed to this world is recorded in perpetuity. And then along the way, once I am monetized, things like that, I have some other ideas for other rewards or other ways to honor people who contribute monetarily, but that's a long way in the future, so we'll get there when we get there. Breed turtles. I want one of those helmets that you can use to breathe underwater, so we're gonna breed turtles. Conquer the End is definitely a big goal, defeating the Ender Dragon and exploring the End cities, getting shulker boxes. And then I just have one more thing on here, texturing. I would like to dive a little bit more into texturing my builds. I've seen some other players do some really amazing things with texturing. So I want to go back and texture, like our little house here, I want to go back and re-texture it. Nothing too crazy. I think I just want to add some moss and some mossy cobble, make it look a little more worn and weathered, stuff like that. And then in the future, do more texturing. All right, let's put these things away. We are going to go get our horse and make our way over to the castle. I would like to name our horse today. If anyone has a better suggestion than Glue, I would really appreciate it. And that can be sort of our first name for the world, name for the Hall of Names. And we can have some fun and we can be silly along the way with our names and our lore and stuff, but I do want to keep this some degree of serious. So you know, we can, like I said, we can have our fun. Oh, not that. But I don't want to, oh no, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. How do I take the lead off of him? Have I forgotten everything? Okay, hold on. There we go. Now I want to get on the horse. Okay. I'm sorry you had to see that, guys. That was a big old accident. All right, let's take this little path. What was I? Okay, I was still saying about the names. So again, we can have fun. We can make some like puns and stuff. We can be a little silly, but I do want this to feel like an actual, real, serious kind of medieval fantasy world. So if we can keep that in mind while we're naming things, that would be much appreciated. And again, I'm not going to choose a name that I don't like. So feel free to put out a bunch of different suggestions and stuff along the way. Okay, when I said river terraforming, here's what I meant. So the river that we're next to, it comes and it stops here. And then there's this little mountain area, and then it picks up again over on this side. That's a pretty waterfall. I've never seen that before. And it picks up again over on this side. So what I want to do is tear down all of this land here and connect that side of the river to this side of the river so that it is one long continuous river. And you'll see as we go, but this river actually flows through and connects over to the castle that we're about to go see. So then that can be useful for traveling between this little town here and whatever else we build around that castle. My goal is to keep this town pretty small and then to build out the area around the castle into our first big city. And we'll put like some of the builds that I had on our to-do list over there, we're definitely going to put over here by the castle. And we'll either keep the town and the castle separate, or we will sort of connect them together along the way with the builds. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out together. But let's come along the way. It's a bit of a run. And like I said, we'll conquer the end at some point. We'll get an elytra, and that'll make things a lot easier. Look, you can see the castle sort of coming into view over there. This is a really pretty area. I really like how open it is. Okay. I really like how open it is. And I think this gives us a lot of room. See, like, look at all this water. This is the river. So this, to some degree, connects, I think if you follow it back over that way, it connects back to the river near our home. I think the river's gonna need a name as well, of course. So we've got a lot of real estate out here to work with. What is that? What is horses? When it comes to building. So there's the start of the castle. I have put a good amount of work into it, as you can see, but it is far from finished. This is my little tree farm for all the oak wood that we are going to be using. Wait, look at these little flowers. What is that? I feel like I've never seen that before. Okay, let's dismount. Let's see, I did not bring a fence with me. That's okay. You can just hang out here, right? You'll be fine. Okay, these trees are kind of blocking the view, but let's see if we can go get a better look. Let's come up here. Okay, that's pretty good. So this is the castle. We've got our entrance here with our towers, a little defensible wall. These are going to be two big tall towers that we need to put the roofs on. And you'll notice that the look and feel of this is sort of similar, sort of different to our little village over there. We're using stone, but I'm using smooth stone and then stone bricks, and then of course the oak wood and a version of the deep slate. It would be cool to add a small port/fishing town by the river and take advantage of some boat travel. Yes, definitely. We'll have to add that to the long-term list. I really like the idea of a little port and fishing town, whether we add that onto the sort of mountain town we're at right now, or maybe we can build that closer here to the castle. And I think this river does connect to a big ocean, so maybe we actually put that further by the ocean, and those are just all part of the same kingdom. And this castle is, you know, kind of the capital here where the king and queen live, and then they rule over the mountain town and the port town, something like that. You're giving me some good ideas. I like this. Okay, it's getting dark. We'll sleep first, and then we'll go in and take a look at the inside of the castle in a moment. So I'm really excited about this castle. I'm really proud of what I've done so far. This is by far the biggest build I've ever created. And there's a reason why this castle is out here. There is a cave spider farm that I've built underneath. So I'll show you guys that too. So here it is in the morning. Don't wander too far, horsey. Don't wander too far. Okay. Let's go up. So we're definitely going to build out a really nice entrance way here with the steps. We come up on these two little towers, and you walk in. There is an internal courtyard here and a bunch of dogs that are dyed blue. So we've got a courtyard here. This opens up. I think this is going to be a stable area. And then I'm going to put some gardens out here and a little path that kind of leads around and down. Because we already have this terrain here that was kind of a natural generation. I think that's pretty. We'll build out the inside here with some gardens. We'll make it look really pretty. Let's go up the wall for a quick second. Again, fully defensible. You can come up here. You can take a look around. This will be, I'm thinking, sort of an open sort of workshop area. Sort of like if they have a blacksmith or a carpenter here in-house, technically, that's just kind of doing some work. We'll make this a cool little path as well on the inside. And this is the grand entrance. We'll have to fill it out and decorate it, of course, but we'll come in here. And then we have a little entryway, lots of different places to go. So let's go this way first. We'll take a quick little look. This is going to be the sort of grand dining hall. We'll have a fireplace here. This will lead out into, I want to build like a little courtyard out here with a little sitting area. It has a really nice view over the river. And then let's come out this little door. This is the sort of servant's door. So it kind of just comes under the stairs here. And this is going to be the kitchen. So the idea is that you have your servants and your butlers and stuff in here. Or I don't know, servants, cooks, the kitchen staff, whatever. They don't have to be servants necessarily. But the help in the house is here. This is going to be either like a walk-in fireplace or just one big fireplace, something like that. So they'll come in here, then they can come under the stairs, slide in this little door, and be able to serve whoever is dining here without sort of disturbing anyone. And then you can come in here. This is one of the towers. I don't have any stairs. Again, it's completely open on the inside. I need to figure out exactly how I want to do the interior of these towers, and I would love your guys' help as well, whether it's just ladders, whether we build some staircases around the outside, something like that. I think this will be some servants' quarters, again, which would make sense. So the staff house would live here, and we might build this down as well, go underground a little bit. This just leads back to the stable area. And let's come back here, and then this leads back to the entrance hall. So we can come up here. This is just a little room. I don't know what I want to do with this room yet. We can figure that out. So this is the second floor, and again, we'll have floors every, 4 or 5 blocks tall, different floors with different things in them. We can come, I don't know why that's, oops. I do not know why that's open. That should not be open. Let's try this again. I'll put a little dirt block here as a placeholder. All right, so we have this cute little room. Again, I don't know what this is gonna be yet, but it's pretty, so we need, of course, a roof for it. We've got a little window here. This door leads out onto the, what is this called? A tower. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this is like the king's study or a royal study or something. And then if he needs to come out and like speak to his constituents and make a proclamation, he can come out here, something like that. Let's put that back up. And we'll come back through here. We'll go down the other side. We'll come up, take a look at this tower. So this tower, I've tried a little bit already of like an interior of having some steps that come up along the outside. I don't know if I like it. I'll need your help. This kind of goes outdoors. Oh, that's completely open. We'll need to put like walls in there or something. So you can tell this was, I kind of left this in progress. But again, this is another room that we can figure out something to do with. These doors open up to the walls out here. So we'll need something that makes sense for that. This is a big build, you guys. This castle has a lot going on. And I have it out here as sort of a, like when I get sort of bored and tired, or I need like a little creative break from building that mountain town over there, I come out here. Uh-oh, pillagers. Let's take them out. Let's see if we can get them from here. I missed. You know what? They're going the other way. Let's just wait. And I don't want to embarrass myself in episode 1 of this series by failing to kill them. So as I was saying, when I was getting tired of building in the other mountain town, I would come here and work on this castle. So sort of changing up the environment, changing up the build has really helps me sort of stay, what's the word? I guess engaged and motivated. So up here is a big area. I have not quite decided yet if we're gonna cut this down the middle and have 2 separate rooms, or if we're gonna keep it open. What I really wanna do is have some big floor to ceiling bookshelves, and we could maybe do that along these walls here and here, or if we cut this in the middle, then we do bookshelves sort of along either side of the middle point. I don't know, but I intend this to be sort of a big sort of sitting room or solar with tables, like gaming tables, couches, a place where if the king and queen were having company, they would bring them up here to sit and hang out or have meetings or something like that. So I really like this stained glass. I really like the red wood a lot. That's kind of the theme of this castle, is the stone, the black stone, dark stone, I don't remember what it's called, and the red. And then this is a little balcony area, nothing too crazy here. We'll probably put some like lounges or something to sit in, and this will again lead back into the tower and go up to the top. And then if we continue up, you can see there's a little doorway up there, but we don't have a way to get up there besides climbing the scaffolding. This is going to be another whole separate room. This is going to be sort of the royal quarters for the king and queen. We'll build this out at some point. We'll give them this nice, beautiful, lush bedroom up here. And then we might do another small tower at the top, or we might just put some sort of roof on, or we might do another room up there. I don't know yet. There's lots of endless possibilities. And then this is sort of a half mountain sort of thing, and it kind of leads off. This is a little broken. I would love to do some terraforming and build up this mountain a little taller and then have it come down here. Maybe build these up a little more so it looks more natural. Something like that. There's a beach over here. You can see I've planted some cactus out there as well. I want to do a little beach house, as if the royal family has, they have this big old castle, and then there'll be a little path that leads out to a little private beach for them. And then we can maybe build up some other houses sort of here along the riverfront or something like that. So that's it. That's the castle. A lot of work has been done, but there's definitely still a lot of work to do. And let me show you really quick. We'll go take a look at the cave spider farm. So early game, when my boyfriend and I, let's see, this one, we're out exploring, we found there's a huge mine shaft under here, and we found a cave spider spawner. It's really hard to see. We'll just give it a second. Yep, see, look, there they are. And let me step back. They're gonna hit me. We found this cave spider spawner, and cave spiders are really good for XP, so I wanted to definitely make use of that. And I built this cave spider spawner. It is not my own design. It is someone else's design. I can't remember. I know I have the video saved somewhere, so I'll try and put that information in the video description later. So currently all my XP comes from here because it's real quick. I can just sit AFK for maybe like 10-15 minutes. I'll get a ton of them, kill them, and get a bunch of string, get a bunch of spider eyes, get a bunch of XP. So yeah, and then you can also close these too, which I think is kind of fun. So that's it, you guys. That is our world. This is where we are starting off. In terms of streaming and schedule, I do want to build up to a pretty consistent schedule where I am streaming, probably about twice a week, maybe 3 times, depending on how things go. Kendall said, very impressive castle, lots of care and attention very clearly went into the build. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We are just getting started. There was a lot more of care and attention that needs to go into this, so I'm really excited to continue building this up. These will probably be storage rooms or something. These are the little towers. So like I was saying, in terms of schedule, I want to build up to a consistent schedule, but I want to try out some different streaming times for a bit, different days and different times, and see what works best for you guys and see what works best for me, and do something that will definitely be sustainable for me. Okay, now I gotta go find our horse. Uh-oh, there he is. So I think my next stream will probably be Friday night, so a week minus a day from today, and it'll be later PST, maybe 8 or 9 or so, and we'll stream for just a couple hours, and we're going to be working on the blacksmith's house. Michelle said, maybe cobalt for the horse name. I like that. I like that better than glue. Sorry to whoever suggested glue. I like cobalt, especially with the blue armor, the blue diamond armor. So that's great. Let's go back home. Let's name this horse Cobalt. I have a little name tag there in my hotbar. We'll name Cobalt, and we'll add the little port city, river village to our long-term goals. And then I think we'll probably end the stream there. I don't know exactly how long I've been going, but again, I want this to be just a world tour, nothing too crazy, a little introduction to our forever world. Let me know what you guys think of everything. Let me know what we should name this little mountain town. Let me know what we should name our sort of kingdom overall. And for anyone who is watching the VOD later, if you put some suggestions in the chat, I will 100% be reading the chat, and if there's names that I like or that I think fit for whatever you're suggesting them, I will definitely take those into consideration and choose names from comments in the VODs too. So you definitely don't have to catch the streams in order to suggest and contribute. Please leave comments on the VODs as well, and I'll always be watching. We can chat there. Let's go tie Cobalt back up to his little hitching post. Let's give him his name. Okay, so I have the name tag. I haven't actually ever done this before. There's an anvil in here. So do I need anything else, or can I just put the name tag? Uh-oh. Chat, if you know how to do this, help me out. Or wait, maybe I need to put the name. Oh yeah, okay. Cobalt. Perfect, so I think I can just do that. Okay, nice, we made a name tag. Let's go give this name to Cobalt. Boop, there we go. And we've got his name, I spelled it right. Look, he likes it. He likes it, thank you. Thank you, Michelle, for the name suggestion. Cobalt says thank you too. Let's add this here. Submitter is Michelle. Cobalt, our first and most reliable horse. How's that sound? And Michelle will be going in the Hall of Names. That will be the first name in our Hall of Names whenever we do that. Okay, I want to take a quick screenshot with you guys for the thumbnail of the next stream. So since we're going to be working on this house, let's take a image. We'll take a couple different angles. Let's see. Ooh. Hold on. There we go. Let's take a screenshot here. Okay. We'll come to this side and take a screenshot as well. Just to have, so I have a couple different options. Let's get a nice angle. A little more this way. There we go, that's pretty good. So like I said, I think the next stream is going to be Friday. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head. Oh no, what is, okay, I can't remember, I just did it. What brings the, is F3? Okay, it doesn't matter, I'll figure it out. I can't remember how to bring my hotbar back up right now. Let me think about it, it'll come back to me. I wouldn't even walk through this part. I mean, I didn't build anything here, so it doesn't really matter. But we have this little pumpkin farm here, these houses that we will redo and revamp. This little well, I want to, ooh, lightning, thunder, maybe we'll get some more skeleton horses. I want to turn this area into like a big stone courtyard and have it sort of coming off the side here, build it off the side. There we go. Got it back up. Okay, we're almost done. Let me just run back real quick. Thanks for the suggestion from Kendall. We're going to add a fishing/port village to our long-term to-do list. And then we will be done for the day. And I think this thunderstorm is definitely telling us that it is time to go. All right. The end. Fish, no, not at all. Fishing/port city, port town. Fishing/port. What if I, oh, here. Fishing port. There we go. All right. Well, let's put this back. Thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in. Monsters nearby. That's not good. Okay. Well, that's okay. Let's come. We're going to end this out. Here we go. Thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in to the first episode of Forever World Building, whether you are here live in chat or whether you are watching the VOD later. Thanks for being here. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Also subscribe so that you don't miss the next live stream. I also make shorts and videos about all kinds of nerdy fantasy stuff if you're interested in that. Well, Michelle said, amazing project. I'm excited to watch it evolve further. Thank you, Michelle. I'm excited for us to build all of this together. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye-bye.